Hey, what's up guys? Well, here we are with the Dell Optiplex 780 DT. It was just in the previous video with my new graphics card, the R9 270. I just wanted to go over this computer for a second because I've been teasing this water-cooled Dell Optiplex for over a year now, and I think it's time to try it, get it going, get this project underway. When I first bought this thing, it had this 750 gigabyte hard drive. It had an E7500 CPU, no GPU, and it had 4 gigabytes of some really nice looking G-Skill with like red heat spreaders on it and stuff. The problem is that they're only 1 gigabyte each, so they filled up all 4 slots and you only had 4 gigabytes. So I wound up putting those on eBay. I can't remember exactly how much I got from them. I'm gonna actually go through my eBay account and try to tally up how much money I've spent on this project and how much I got back from selling some of the parts, you know. But I mean, the E7500's kind of worthless. It's not even worth my time to put it on eBay, so I just kind of toss it in the drawer. But yeah, I got pretty much all my parts together now. I got a new PSU, I got a graphics card, new RAM. The original RAM that I bought to replace the 4 gigs, they were advertising it as 8 gigs. Well, it turned out to be only 2 gigabytes per DIMM. So I actually sent them a message, and they were so cool. They actually just said, you know what, keep it, and they refunded me the $50 or $56 that I spent on it. And I asked them probably 3 times, are you sure? I'll gladly send it back to you. And they said, no, it's just whatever, just keep it. And I said, sweet, thank you very much. And I put those back on eBay and sold them, and then got 16 gigabytes of Corsair RAM. And now I'm gonna show you all the crap that I've bought for it. One of my favorite YouTube channels is Paul's Hardware. The guy's just super laid back, and he's doing his Arctic Panther rebuild right now. And so I figured I'd just lay out all my parts for my my Dell water-cooled project that I'm gonna do. And I'm not gonna be growling or anything like that. Maybe I'll do a little meow or something, but I also have to come up with a name that's kind of, you know, piggybacking on Paul's Arctic Panther, and I think I'm gonna call it the supercharged Dell Cat, if any of you guys know what that means. But anyways, that's the name for it, the Dell Cat. And there's my 16 gigabytes of RAM. Really nice RAM. Here's the new PSU. It's an 80 plus bronze. It's a Silverstone unit, 450 watt. Because this it's called an STX, not ATX. It's about a half the size as a regular ATX, but it does have a full size ATX plug. And so all these Dells have a little mini power plug. This little power plug is called a micro, I think, micro power. And so I had to get this adapter for the power supply. Right here is the soft tubing that I'll be doing at first, just to make sure everything's going to be able to be cooled. But I really do want to do hard line. It just will make it look so much better. Let's see, this little CPU that I bought to replace the E7500, it's a Q9505S, and the S means it's only 65 watts, but it still performs about the same as a Q9500, so or 9550, but that 65 watts is quite a bit of difference than the 95 watt ones when it comes to water cooling. So I sprung for the S chip. This is the water block that I did in my previous video last year, and it's just been sitting there waiting for this project. and I'm gonna either paint this or put some vinyl on it or something. Let's see, here is the reservoir that I'm gonna be using. I could easily just put this reservoir right in here, you know what I mean, call it a day, but I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm gonna relocate this reservoir somewhere else and make the build a little more interesting, I hope. Here's a really nice Alpha Cool radiator. It's double thick. Hopefully it does the job. If not, most people are going to be like, there's no way that is going to cool the GPU and the CPU, but I'm going to try it before I add this little radiator also. I know that it'll cool it with both the radiators, but I don't want to have to add this radiator. I mean, it's a nice little radiator. It's also in a video that I did, and it was only 15 bucks, which is a killer deal. These little fans right here are going to be going on this Alpha Cool radiator. They're by Fractal Design, and they are really the best fans that I could find. They have the lowest noise decibel and the highest static pressure. So I think those will do a good job. This pump I got from, let's see, that half 932 where I traded a case of beer for it. It's still a good working pump. There is the GPU from the other day. Here's the block that I'm going to be used for it. Here are some heat sinks for the VRAM, and these are little mini ones possibly for the MOSFETs. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, all these little MOSFETs in there, but I probably will, just to, you know, make it a little more official. But there it is, all the parts. It's kind of scary thinking about all the money that I spent individually on all these parts, but a lot of them can be reused in a better build later on. I mean, this power supply, I would really like to build an ITX machine, and I can repurpose that later on if I want. And oh, I forgot to tell you this. This is a Silverstone, the disc where you just slide it in. I still want a disk drive, plus it doubles as storage for your hard drives. So hard drives are going to be in here, disk drive is going to be in here, and under that is going to be the reservoir. Now we're going to be pulling out the motherboard and this big old huge power supply and the hard drive and all that stuff, and doing what we did last time, paint the chassis, all that stuff. Now, but look at how much smaller the power supply is. It takes away pretty much this whole chunk down here, and it's a lot skinnier. So it's gonna be sweet. But that's where we're at right now. I pretty much have all the parts minus the hard tubing and the fittings for the hard tubing. These are soft tubing fittings, so I'll have to spend probably close to another 50 bucks to get the hard tubing and the fittings, and I'll be bending that myself for the first time, so that should be fun. Be ripping this thing apart probably tomorrow and getting this project off the ground after a year. Stay tuned, guys, it should be fun. Peace.